Hello, I'm John Carlson, paddle chair for Central Indian Wilderness Club. Here I talk to you about what works for me dealing with insects. Now, I enjoy paddling northern Minnesota and parts of Ontario. So over the years I have found different products dealing with the insects. Some work better than others. I enjoy some, utilize some more than others. But here's just a touch on a few items that I utilize and which ones I actually prefer. First, we'll start with DEET. These are both 100% DEET. Most people have seen it. You find them everywhere, from gas stations to retail stores to you name it. They indicate these are both at 100% DEET. I'll carry these with me, but I really don't enjoy using them. I don't like the smell. I don't like how I feel. Especially don't like sleeping in them. But I always carry it with me just in case I feel I needed it, or in case some people in my group feel that they need it. The second item I carry and I keep with me nearby in case it's needed is a bug net. It goes over the head. You can find some that go over the outside of your hat. You can find some that go, again, inside of the hat. This one actually I wear under my hat. This one actually I've had since the early 80s. I got it when I was back in uniform. It was designed to fit under the helmet. And I keep it nearby in case I get out in a portage area with heavy mosquitoes, or if a campsite we choose to pick ends up having a lot of mosquitoes at night. But all in all, I don't carry it around the time or all the time, just when needed. But the item I like to talk with you mostly, again, what works for me, is a product I've only seen on the market for outdoor usage for the last few years. It's called permethrin. Permethrin is, again, marketed by Sawyer for outdoor use, for treating your clothing or your gear. But it's been around since the early 70s. It's found in medication. It's also been used in farming as an insecticide, both for crops and for livestock. As a medication, it's listed on the WHO's essential medicines used in nations for dealing with scabies, as well as also used for lice. It comes as a white cream for the medicine side. The WHO also recommends aircraft are treated with this before they leave certain countries on the insides before they depart. Again, as an insecticide, I mentioned it's been used for crops. It's also been utilized for livestock. So again, not many years I've seen it pop up from Sawyer out there. The side effects I've read can be redness or some light burning. Something you probably find someone get allergic to the most any. I would recommend before you went out for a week long, the clothing you treated, I would treat something and let it dry thoroughly, and then give it a wear for a day or two to see how it affects you. Definitely before you go for a week or 2 week long trip, you want to make sure it's not going to bother you or have any side effects to it. Sawyer puts out that treated gear and clothing will last up to 6 weeks or 6 washings. That works for me for my trips. So again, I'll treat it. I'll treat my outer clothing, the shirt, the pants that I wear, both are all wicking materials. I wear a cravat around my neck, I'll treat that. I'll treat the top of my hat. I'll even treat my socks that I wear. I wear socks for the portage shoes that I wear. I'll treat them. Not so much worried about mosquitoes, but it's heavy in the tick areas and tick season. I have not had any troubles with ticks these last few years. Maybe I've been lucky. It might have been the permethrin or a combination thereof, but it's not been bothering me. Next, let's take a look how I treat it, or how I treat my clothing, and show you an example. Again, permethrin, it's what I found, it works for me. Now I'd like to talk about treating my gear and clothing with permethrin. Sawyer recommends that you only treat it outside. You give it at least 2 hours of dry. If it's very humid weather, to give it 4 hours of dry. And I will spray it on both sides. They also recommend that. A fine coating up and down. Socks, as I mentioned, the outside of my shirts. I also spray my cravat, as well as spraying the backs. I don't saturate it, but I get a good covering spray on all the pieces. And when I do, again, I'll give it a few hours to dry, then it's good to go. And again, they say it's good for up to 6 weeks, up to 6 washings. So for most outdoor activities, canoe trips, wilderness canoeing, backpacking, it should suffice. Again, it'll help keep the mosquitoes away, great for ticks, other bugs, and again, I also will treat other items. You could treat your hammock. They talk about treating tents, sleeping bags. I don't go that far, but I do treat some of my other gear if I feel I'm going to be a very buggy area. Again, permethrin, it's what works for me. Thank you.